0% APR on a new Tesla, but only if you actually message and sign up for Tesla leasing, not the third-party stuff. That's one of the important mistakes we'll be talking about today. Now, I bought my Tesla Model Y 2021, but this time I'm switching it up. I'm leasing Red Rocket, baby, aka the new and improved Tesla Model Y. However, I was pretty shocked to find out all of these hidden mistakes that if you don't pay close attention to can cost you dearly. And I also learned this crazy loophole where you can actually get your Tesla cheaper than buying it in cash. Yep, you heard that right. Now, not financial advice, this is just my experience with leasing and what I've learned. But first, let's talk about what's actually good and why you should lease a Tesla. The biggest one, that's not really my car. Technically, I co-own it with Chase Auto LLC. That means way less stress when it comes to stuff like delivery issues, panel gap, or any of Tesla's charming quirks and features. If something major goes wrong, I'm just gonna give it back to him anyway. There's no headaches, there's no commitment. But honestly, the build quality hasn't been that bad at all. Just one small paint issue, and my glove box refuses to open unless I pry it like I'm trying to take something out of my dog's mouth. It's pretty insane. So overall, no matter what, I haven't really had any issues with my Tesla. Also, the Tesla, it's a battery, and batteries degrade. You're gonna lose range over time. So leasing a Tesla kind of feels like a luxury EV rental. You're just borrowing the tech until something better inevitably comes out. And because it's not my car long term, I can technically charge it to 100% every night, supercharge it without guilt and worrying about killing the battery, and not stress about long-term battery health like an owner would if I actually own the car. And plus, software updates are amazing. Yes, my 2021, it feels like a brand new one because of them. However, let's be real, it's still not the same as hardware. So Tesla might refresh the look, they tweak the interior and exterior, the suspension, the motors, and those things you can't get via Wi-Fi. So then you'd have to just upgrade your car. And lastly, we're all adults here. When you lease, you're not taking on the risk of depreciation. If the market crashes or the EV values plummet or Elon does something weird again, you just hand the car back to him when it's over and it's all done. So leasing can actually be really nice. Now, let's talk about mistake number one. Not understanding the federal tax credit trick. The federal tax credit is always changing, and typically in order to qualify, your income has to be less than a certain amount. However, even if you don't qualify for the federal tax credits, or if it's removed completely, many dealerships like Tesla and Rivian offer their own lease incentive. For example, for my new Tesla Model Y lease, I got the $7,500 federal tax credit immediately from Tesla, which can make leasing more affordable compared to buying it, especially if you don't qualify for any federal tax credits from them. Mistake number two is when you're actually ready to get your Tesla, don't take what you see at face value. Because if you're not careful, Tesla's ordering page can mislead you. Pay attention to this. A friend of mine, English isn't his first language. He was super confused because Tesla automatically checks boxes, the $7,500 federal tax credit and gas savings. But those are just theoretical savings. So make sure those boxes are unchecked. Then we lead on to our next mistake, the fine print on the APR. Now this was the tough one because I'm still unsure how it works because I don't think it happens to everybody. Because Tesla will sometimes run great promos like 0% APR on a Model 3 or 1.99% APR on a new Model Y. You get super excited, you fill everything out, accept delivery in the app, then the APR turns out to be completely different. And if you didn't pay attention and you got the car already and accepted delivery, it's too late. So what happened? Now, even though you see Tesla Inc. listed on your lease, there's a tiny line saying Tesla assigns your lease to, and for me, it was JP Morgan Chase or whatever affiliated bank that they're using. I have a feeling they do this all automated, sends out your application to the banks for loan or lease, and it's random, right? It honestly feels kind of like a dealer bait and switch, which is surprising because it's Tesla, because that promo APR, that is only applied to Tesla's own financing, not their partner banks. So here's what you have to do. If you notice your lease is going through Chase or Ally and you notice your APR is different, call or message your Tesla advisor on the app. It's so easy. And ask them to switch to Tesla leasing because you want that promo rate that you saw. And from what I heard, it's instant, it's easy to do as long as the contract isn't finalized. Here's a weird thing Tesla did to some owners like myself with the new Model Y launch series. For me, I had no idea why, but they also gave me the most insane interest rate known to man. I mean, I have a great credit score, 800 plus, and yet Tesla gave me, and for leasing, if you guys don't know, interest rate terms for them is money factor. My money factor was 0.00547. That's the lease equivalent of 13%. 13%, I repeat, 13% APR. Caveman interest status is brutal. But am I the only one? Let me know in the comments below if you guys have interest rates that are pretty high, or if you've seen anyone else with that high of interest rates, because I'd like to hold the record for the highest interest rate possible. And I asked around and I was told Tesla did that because they're trying to discourage leases at the time. They're basically trying to make people buy instead of lease. And I even asked them, can you rerun the numbers and ask more of the banks? They just said that's the best rate available. Making my car that I thought I'd only have to pay $20K for based on the build page, $33,000. So, I mean, let's not sugarcoat it. Mistake number 4 is not realizing that leasing a Tesla is expensive and can be very expensive. So for me, at least a fully loaded dual motor Model Y sticker price is around $60,000. I picked the shortest lease available. It's 2 years, 10K miles per year. And at the end of those 2 years, I'll have paid around $33,000 total. And then I'm like, once it's over, what do? I just hand it back? No. They hit you with the $395 return fee if I kept the car for another 2 years instead of returning it. So 4 years, I would break even. So I'm pretty much paying $33,000 to rent a Tesla for 24 months. Also, I'm limited to 20,000 miles. And if you go over that, it's 25 cents per mile extra, which leads me to my 5th mistake and probably the one I regret. Leasing does not equal freedom, which sucks because, I mean, the whole point of owning an EV is to drive the hell out of it, enjoy dirt cheap charging at home. I mean, I wanted to take it on road trips, use it for everything, but with the mileage cap, I'm now wondering, did I make a mistake? Anyways, but it gets even more restrictive. Since it's not truly my car, I can't really modify it. Anything aftermarket has to be removed before turning it in. Any wear and tear, and they're really particular about it, surprisingly, you get charged extra. Worse, you're locked in. It's a lease, it's a contract, a binding contract, kind of like a marriage, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully my wife didn't hear that. If something unexpected happens, like you move states or your situation changes, it's way harder to exit a lease than a purchase. Let me give you an example. A buddy of mine tried transferring his Tesla lease. He was moving on a state, he had to leave. He couldn't. Tesla wanted $21,000 to terminate his lease early. He literally ended up parking it in a garage for the remaining year, and he just paid $12,000 for the lease instead. So yeah, I mean, it's scary stuff. Leasing can be convenient. It's super cool. You get the newest stuff, but you're stuck with that car for that time period, like it or not. And let's be honest, most normal people keep their car for 8 to 10 years. And let's not forget, I still want the car to feel like my car. So of course I'm gonna buy tons of accessories as well as floor mats, which is today's sponsor by 3D Max Spider. Whether in your old Tesla Model Y or even in the new one, they updated the floor mats for the perfect glove-like fit. First off, I love the look of it. It's super minimalistic, super clean, has an anti-slip grip for easier driving. At the bottom, it has these feet that stick onto the carpet to prevent it from slipping. I've had it on my old Tesla Model Y for years. It still looks like new. Everyone loves 3D Max Spider floor mats. It protects the entire floor, the trunk, even the rear seat backs. And I've taken it on road trips. I've taken it hiking with the dogs. It's just awesome to have, especially with the new Model Y, how literally everything is in carpet. You want to make sure you protect that. And I don't think the Tesla people are going to be happy when I give the lease back to them and it's all covered in dog hair and it looks super gross. So just get the floor mats. If you guys are interested, I have a discount for you. I'll link it in the description below. Now, you're probably wondering, why would anyone be dumb enough like Everyday Chris and lease a vehicle? Well, because I'm Everyday Chris, I'm here to make your everyday life easier, so make sure to subscribe and like the video. But I learned something insane. It's something that actually makes it cheaper than straight up buying it. And it's called the leasing loophole. It's actually a really horrible name. It's just a loophole. But it only works if you do it right away. So let me break it down. My Model Y costs $61,000. $630 if I paid it in cash, excluding taxes and fees. My 2-year lease, $521 a month, 23 months, with a $12,510 down payment. So the total lease cost, $33,219. Now here's the trick, and I didn't know I could do this. You can buy out the car early. If I bought the car early, I can do it for $44,881 plus my 12.5K down, which totals $57,391. Yes, that's right. I have to whisper so that the Tesla people don't hear me and get mad. It's $4,239 less than if you bought the car full in cash price. Crazy! But in order for it to actually work and to get the most out of it, you have to buy the car ASAP. It's usually within weeks of delivery. You'll know when you can buy it out because you'll get a statement in the mail from your bank lease person. You just log in, get a payoff quote, you pay it off. And I thought, dude, this is insane. It's all over the forums. Plenty of people are doing it. The fine print even confirms this. I'll make sure I link the post in the description if anyone who's interested, but the potential savings has been around $6,000 in some cases. But again, it may vary. But here's the red flag and question mark I have with this method. If your lease is with Tesla Leasing, not Chase or Ally, does the same loophole apply? That part's a little unclear. Now, small bonus tip. If you guys have a lot of Tesla referral credit somehow, I wish someone told me about this because I had no idea. It's pretty much if you refer someone to buy a Tesla, Tesla gives you credit like $500 or something like that to be used on Tesla products. I leased my Tesla because I thought I could use those credits to pay my monthly lease bill. Nope. I found out it only works toward a one-time down payment. So if you got a lot of credits, buying might be better than leasing because you can apply more of your referral credits up front. So overall, leasing a Tesla, it seems easy, but under the hood, there are a lot of loopholes, traps, and missed opportunities if you're not paying attention. Because if you play your cards right, you can get a Tesla cheaper than buying it outright. But if you don't, you can end up overpaying, locked into a high interest rate lease, and stuck with a car you can't drive as much as you want. Like me. Now, just a disclaimer, leaser matters. If your lease is with Chase or Ally, the early buyout may not include the same rebate structure. Always check the contract. And you know, Tesla being Tesla, they can change things anytime. I never thought you could buy out the lease early and you couldn't before. I mean, even the advisors don't know anything about this loophole. Also, some state laws may impact buyout, so make sure you just check. It's also a great idea buying near the end of the quarter because that's when Tesla usually has more promotions like free supercharging, lower money factors, being able to transfer your FSD if you're coming from another Tesla, all that stuff. Anyways, good luck.